Okay, I wanted to share this with everybody today. Got this off of MLB Tonight last night. And it's two guys for the White Sox, the batting champ Tim Anderson on the left, and some rando named Robert on the right. And I think that what you see here will help us, as they showed that shot there with Soto, and a lot of the other clips that I've been showing you show major leaguers that are doing a movement that is extremely physically developed, i.e. the way Soto got so much weight off of his back leg that as he went from toe to heel, his front hip barely had to move. He could engage in that immediate preparation. I realize that as we are still physically developing and we are still working on getting stronger, that movement of getting that much weight off of our back leg to toe touch is something that may be a little bit challenging to us. So I found two different examples of guys that don't get as much off their back leg to toe touch, but show what you need to do if you are going to swing that way. So as we look at Anderson, we can see he's rocking into hip load. Now see how that back knee gets in. The big thing, and I talk to a lot of guys about this, is watch his hip line, right? Watch how level it is. Rocks into hip load. Now you can see how he brings that back knee in? See how he brings that back knee in? Watch here, and watch on his hip line here. Rocks into hip load and stays level, brings his back knee in without the drawings. Rocks into hip load, stays level. Look at how he brings that back knee in. That puts him in a position where he can stride level into the ground. And watch his hands. See how they're not going back until he's getting to toe touch. Now, as we watch Robert here on the right, same thing. Let's watch his back knee. Let's watch his hip line. His hip's already pinched, and you can see how he's staying level and moving forward. Let's watch him again. This is more traditional. See how his hip's moving level and forward. Level and forward. Now you can see, let's get him to toe touch right there, that Anderson still has a pretty decent amount of weight on his back leg. He has made this move here that set him up. That's insanely athletic. Okay? Just showing that, okay, he's got his back knee turned out, but he's athletic enough to turn it back in. I would just recommend that you start that way. So as he rocks into hip load, his hips stay level, he brings his knee in, now he's going forward and level as he brings his hands back. Forward and level as he brings his hands back. We don't see the same knee movement with Robert as much as he's just hip loaded, hip loaded, hip loaded, forward and level to toe touch. And you can see he's gotten more weight off of his back leg than Anderson has. Both guys slotted up. You can see top hand a fist away from his back shoulder, top hand a fist away from his back shoulder. Now, you can see that Robert's back elbow is way more behind his belly button than Anderson's is. Anderson is a little bit different. So if one of our guys is going to get down with that much weight on his back leg, he's going to have to shift his hips forward to get his weight off of his back leg as his heel comes down. Let's watch that. Let's watch that again. He is going to have to get weight off of his back leg by having his hips come forward as his heel comes down. But as he does that, watch what his hands do. They go back. He does not start swinging forward as he's getting his weight off. See how he's still slotted when he gets the heel down? Now Robert has to do the same thing. He's going to get some more weight off of his back leg with his hips sliding forward as his heel comes down here. But same thing. See how he's still slotted up? See how he's still slotted up? So you don't necessarily have to get all of that weight off the back leg on your stride like in that example I showed Soto. But as you are displacing your weight forward, right, so that you can turn, because neither of these guys, once we get heel down and we dot up and we dot up, you can see how that hip's locked out? See how that hip's locked out? Like that's the whole point. Like that's how the body moves. That's basic kinesthetics. As they, one more time, go from toe to heel and their hips slide forward. See how they've not come forward with their hands? Toe to heel, hips slide forward. They do not come forward with their hands until that is locked out, that is locked out. Then they are able to just rotate to get to it. Rotate to get to it. So I thought that was a good illustration of a style that maybe you're more comfortable with, but illustrating that if you don't get all of that weight off your back leg, like in the Soto example from yesterday, or even from the original example of Arenado, how as you are shifting your weight forward as you engage in immediate preparation, our hands still have to be back.